Gotta get up all these stairs. I think I'm just gonna run for it.
Oh, you're welcome to. I won't be running.
Yeah, we're gonna see when my legs give out. Hopefully it's at the top. Oh, we'll see. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is Saturday on Block Island. We are about to head into town and start our day. We're gonna get some lunch and then...
I think we're gonna hike all the way over to the famous Bluffs, Mohegan Bluffs. It'll probably be like... I mean, luckily the town is halfway there, so when we walk to go get lunch, we'll already be halfway there. But it'll be a little bit of a hike, but I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah. It's a couple miles of walking, but allegedly it's super, super pretty. And hopefully by the time we're there, there'll be a little bit more of a breeze than there is right now, so it won't just be super hot for no reason. And yeah, we'll just go explore a little bit more and then come back. I think we've decided we're probably gonna leave like super early tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And so once we do that, we'll come back, maybe go swimming for a little bit, and then make some dinner here on the boat and just hang out before we head out tomorrow morning.
Yeah, make sure everything's put away and go to bed at a reasonable time.
What do you mean? 2 o'clock in the morning is not reasonable for getting up at 5?
No.
It has been 3 miles, 2.85.
Mostly uphill.
Mostly uphill. But we have made it to the famous Bluffs. After 3 miles, mostly uphill, we're now gonna do the 10 bajillion stairs below us.
Yep.
So, wish us luck. Absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful.
Was it worth the hike?
Debatable. Probably. I think yes.
Okay.
We'll see what it looks like in post though. All right, guys. It's time for the stairs.
We're heading back up.
Woo! Gotta get up all these stairs. I think I'm just gonna run for it.
Oh, you're welcome to. I won't be running.
Yeah, we're gonna see when my legs give out. Hopefully it's at the top. Oh, we'll see. Welcome to the party.
more.
Yeah.
We did it though. We got out to the Bluffs. We did all the stairs. I ran them, Chelsea walked them. I'd do it again. Just not
Not right now.
not after 3 miles of walking. Walking 3 miles back is gonna be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but
We'll make it.
Back on the boat. We had a good time exploring, and we walked a little over 4 miles before the afternoon sea breeze kicked in, so it was just hot.
Hot.
And so now, obviously, there's been a wardrobe change, and we're gonna go hop in the cold water and cool off a little bit. So, we might hop off the Dodger, and we'll see how risky I'm feeling. Oh man, there's a boat right behind us now.
That sailboat?
Yeah. But had a cool day hanging out. Got to walk around, go over to the Bluffs. Hell of a hike, and then got to come back, and just go swimming and have a snack. Now we're gonna head over. Allegedly, 'cause Block Island Race Week starts.
Now.
Yeah,
functionally.
really like now. All the skipper meetings and stuff are tomorrow. Allegedly, there's some parties happening up on shore, and we're not trying to go out too late, so we're gonna go check it out now. Hopefully, be back to the boat 8:15, and then make some dinner and clean up and just have a chill night before we head out tomorrow morning.
Yeah, make sure we put everything away and we're ready so that when we wake up tomorrow morning, there's like very few things we have to do before we get going.
So our plan's to be out of here by like 6 a.m.
Yep.
So, and then I'm just gonna go to sleep on deck. I doubt it. Make some coffee and get going, but yeah. Good morning, guys. We have done it. We got off the dock at just before 6 o'clock in the morning, which is earlier than when Kelsey wanted to.
Makes me happy.
As is always the case, we're immediately presented with something weird because there is a boat fishing in the channel. Just as a reminder, guys, please don't fish in the channel.
Well, and especially when the channel's only like 20 feet wide.
Yeah. We take up majority of the channel in width, as we showed you guys on the way in. It's a very skinny channel. This dude's just right in the middle. So we'll see if he actually gets out of our way. Hopefully there's nothing crazy and we can just get going. Get on our way back home.
Yeah.
As you guys saw at the end of our last video, we returned from Block Island and our generator went kaput. We got in, we went to lunch in Newport, and we were like, we'll come back, run the generator for a couple hours, get the batteries charged. We'd been running it intermittently over the weekend, but we just wanted to get them fully topped up, just because it's bad to leave them already kind of discharged, and so I wanted to get them fully topped up before we headed out for the weekend. It was Sunday, we had regular work the next day. And so we got back, went to lunch, came back to the boat, turned the generator on. It runs for about a minute, going to put loads on it. And so turn the battery charger on, all that jazz, and it's just dies, kind of putters out and stops working. We're like, that's weird. Let's check fuel, right? Shouldn't be a fuel issue. We just put 20 gallons of diesel in before we left for Block Island, and we definitely did not burn that much. And that 20 gallons took us to a full tank of 50 gallons, right? Definitely didn't burn 50 gallons of diesel. And so we're like, let's check the fuel, and then we realized that there was an error code. I was like, let me restart it, right? Noticed there was an error code, cleared the error code, started it again, ran for 26 seconds. And we're like, that's weird. And yes, we were timing it. It was 26 seconds the first time. And then I was like, all right, same error code, clear it one more time, give it a second, ran it again, 19 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop doing this. It's bad for an engine to start, barely get going, and then just kill itself, right?
Then we looked up what the error code was, and the error code was an overheating high engine temperature.
Yep, so it was like, I think error code 9.
11, I remember it very clearly.
Error code 11, which is the engine high temperature alarm. Doesn't specify what high temperature, doesn't specify if it's raw water, doesn't specify if it's exhaust, doesn't specify if it's the case. The engine is too hot. And so we decided to do all the normal checks. We cycled the through hole to make sure that we didn't have a weird situation like with the engine where the stem and the ball had separated. So we cycled it, made sure it was actually like opening and closing. Okay, we checked the sea strainer. All right, we didn't want to open the impeller casing, but we did. Almost lost a bolt, which is why I didn't want to. I didn't have like a tray or any type of catch, but I was like, I just want to see if I can get this fixed right now. Opened the impeller casing, and when I got to the housing for the impeller, it was so hot. I mean, like burn your hands hot. And so I had to like spray it down with some like fresh water, cool it off. I was like misting it with fresh water to cool it off. Got the housing off. Impeller looked fine, but it was bone dry. And we were like, okay, probably like a suction issue. And that's led us back to the sea strainer, and we were like, there's nothing in here. And so we were like, maybe it's in the line, but like we hadn't really sucked up enough volume for that to be an issue. It was just a couple little strands of seaweed that we had sucked up. And so we left the boat, having done all of the initial checks, and both of us tasked ourselves with just researching throughout the week. And Kelsey dug into like reaching out to Massey and Massey Techs and trying to order the part from the manual. And I dug into like ChatGPT, YouTube, like people that have worked on Massey generators, and just like a compilation of information.
And from that, the first thing we decided to try was to the descaler, because we thought if there's if the impeller was dry and hot, maybe there is gunk stuck inside of tiny little lines. So we tried to descale it, but that didn't work. And so that's when we started talking to Massey and talking with the other people that are engineers, and they thought maybe it is the temperature sensor itself. And so that was where we landed. And
I called the last owner, Andy, and I said, hey Andy, you ever had this issue? And he went, yep, I did. 50-hour service on the generator, because Andy had the generator installed. And like, to back up, Andy had the generator installed, and that was one of the issues. It was one of the first 4.04Bs installed in the United States.
It's a very Euro generator.
Yep, and you'll find Massey in production boats like Jeanneau, Beneteau, Bavaria, Dufour, right? But you find larger ones. People aren't putting a 4 kilowatt generator in a 50-foot boat. People are putting the 7 or the 8, these days. And so these 4.04s weren't as common in the States yet. That was part of the issue, is we were like trying to do all this research, and that's what led us to talking to the engineers and them being like, hey, the sensor itself. And so
we ordered the temperature sensor, and it came in, and then we were like, okay, where does it go?
Because we got this diagram, and I'll put it on screen, probably somewhere here if it's too small. There's a whole screen, who knows. But we got this diagram from Massey that was not in the owner's manual, and it's the like tech service diagram, and it shows you exactly where every part is, how it connects, tells you like diameters for fasteners and all this sort of stuff, right? Super useful. Shout out to Massey. Thank you for giving us that, because normally it's only given to yards. But we realized on that diagram that this temperature sensor is just floating in space. And that's what you'll see with the image on screen. It's circled in red. I think it's part number 30. It's floating in space, and it's facing the wrong direction. And that, I looked at that and I went, never seen anything like that. I think this diagram's messed up. I just got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to go bilge diving. And I, unfortunately, was not able to record any of this process. Because, as you guys may have seen in past videos, we keep our boat on a Navy base. And my small brain didn't think about the fact that you're not allowed to record on a Navy base without PAO, Public Affairs Officer's permission. And what did I not get last year? Public Affairs Officer's permission. That's why we don't have footage of this. Don't have pictures, can't use any. We have pictures, can't use any of it. But basically I was like bilge diving. I was going, I'll put kind of the overhead and the side view on screen. The generator's in like the back stern transom under the
starboard helm.
Sorry, the back starboard right under the starboard helm. So I was like diving head first, both arms extended into the starboard helm and like turning to try and get to the back of the generator. And eventually I found it. And I went, no shit. It exists. Whoa. And it faces the wrong way. I'll get to that. I'll explain why, but it faces the wrong way. And I got it out really easily. And as anybody knows, and as Kelsey often gets upset at me for because I get it over my head, very easy to take something apart, very hard to put something back together, especially in weird and tight spaces. Got it out, and when I got it out, got it up on deck, inspected it, cracked in half. So it's a thermocouple with two dissimilar metals, crack running straight, like a rigid, like brittle fracture style crack running through there.
This was the point that we were feeling pretty confident. We were like, well, this has to be the thing, because at this point, I don't think you mentioned, we're already like a month into this process trying to figure out what in the world is up with the generator. So this was high hopes that this was the correct answer.
Yep. And so we, pretty confident we got it. Cracked temperature sensor. And that's the error code I'm getting, right? And so I spent like the rest of that day trying to get the new one in. Eventually get the new one in, and I'm like, sweet. And before we pop the champagne, like let's see, let's check. Turn the generator on. Error code 19 seconds later. And at that point, we were just defeated. We had spent weeks working on this. We're halfway through the summer. We've been living off this little 1,500 watt portable camping generator that you have to run for like 12 hours to charge the batteries. Absolutely insane. And so we were pretty defeated. And we were like, well, let's turn the generator on. Let's have a drink. We sat and talked for like hours and just went through the manuals and had a couple of drinks and tried to figure it out. And we couldn't. So we left. And
that was the Monday morning that I decided, you know what, I'm going to get Massey back on the phone. And I did that.
And this time, instead of talking to the service department,
I got a lead guy. And he was funny. I told him the whole story. I said this and that, and we're so defeated, we don't know what to do. And he said, have you tried the temperature sensor on the front? And I said, the what?
And he was like, yeah, there's a temperature sensor on the front too. Had to refill my coffee. But the Massey tech was like, yeah, there's a sensor right on the front. We put it there on purpose. It's the one that's most likely to fail. And it's gonna take you like 2 minutes if it's not corroded in place. And then he said, if it's corroded in place, that's probably why it failed. Because again, it's a thermocouple. And I can't remember if I explained thermocouples already, but it's two dissimilar metals. And there's a wire that goes and takes the difference of potential. And that gives a reading to a computer, and it can tell what temperature is, right? And it's a thermocouple. And he was like, when it gets corroded, it can melt, it can brittle fracture, and like little pieces of it can chip off, so it doesn't get a good reading. And so he was like, it's super easy if it's not corroded on. If it's corroded on, you just bypass it. like the how do you mean you could have just bypassed it? I mean, I could have had a working generator, because at this point we're probably 2 months into no generator. We'd already done a trip to Martha's Vineyard at this point with Zach, Carson, and Ty, who you guys will meet soon. We'd already done this trip to Martha's Vineyard. We had done so much stuff. We're like, what do you mean we could have not been lugging around multiple camp generators this whole time? And the guy was like, yeah, one wire, just pop it out, done, easy. Okay, so we get this new part. We get the diagram, shows us exactly where it is. I'll show you guys on screen, right? And what that one is that one, and you guys will, I showed you the diagram before that had the one on the back highlighted. The difference is one is for the casing and one is for the exhaust. Well, the issue with the error code is that it doesn't specify which one it is, right? And so that one was for the exhaust, and it's right there on the front with the exhaust. Super easy. Our issue was it is corroded in place, but when we got back out of the boat, we were like, yep, that's the right part. Pop the wire off, tape it up, generator runs just fine. And so we're back to having a working generator, but we still need to replace this thermocouple. And so that'll be on our list for this winter. And luckily now we will have both of our redundant temperature sensors freshly replaced. I'm glad we replaced the other one because it was cracked and it would have failed eventually. So I'm glad we just got that out of the way. But we're going to replace it, and then we will be back to having a working generator that isn't jerry-rigged. Because it works now, but it is jerry-rigged. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on about this. It's something that I could talk for probably hours about, but I'm trying to get it all down into like 10 minutes just so you guys get an idea of the whole story, but I'm not boring you for too long. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching our video. For those of you guys that made it this far, you are the real nerds. We want to be your friends. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop us a comment down below if you like it, if you hate it, you just want to say hey, or if you have your own troubleshooting stories, your own questions, your own wild experiences that you've dealt with, because we can all learn from each other, and that's the beauty of boating. So thank you guys for coming along, and we will see you guys with our next video in 2 weeks.
These stairs are gonna suck. Frick. Burning off that pitcher of rum punch.